don't just do one thing for your whole entire life. But today we're going to talk about the word why. If it does, it helps the American. Listen to me carefully. I am going to use this analogy, okay? There's a game. You got Republicans and you got Democrats. Well, same scenario. Welcome back here to Gallagher's Grip. This is Daniel Gallagher here, actually recording live at the new recording studio here at Gallagher's Grip, where it's 100% American. I mean, when you see this studio, you're going to freak out. You're talking Harley Davidson's old 1950 Coke can, machines, of course, the American flag, the whiskey barrels, everything in this studio represents me, what we do here at Gallagher's Grip, who we represent and who we talk about, which is America, Americans, every man, woman, and child that we love and respect. But today, everybody, today is actually going to be about the word why. Why? Okay? Why? Why does it always have to be a fight between the two political parties? Now, if you watch my show, you'll know that I don't have a niche. I don't have a niche. I don't believe in niches. That's just me. I mean, I like to cover everything, okay? Because I think everything is, represents Americans. It represents the American story. You don't just do one thing for your whole entire life. You go through a million things your whole entire life, and that's what I want to talk about. But today we're going to talk about the word why. Because why is it that that Republicans and Democrats cannot get along ever? Why? Why can't we for once have two groups of people, okay, actually turn to each other and say, hey, you know what? We understand what you're trying to do. We get the fact that, maybe our ways were not the best of ways and perhaps your ways might be better. We respect you for that, and we're going to applaud you and we're going to stand behind you to see if your ways actually make more sense than our ways, because if it does, it helps the American human. I say human, okay? The American human. Folks, listen to me carefully. I am going to use this analogy, okay? I'm a diehard Bears fan. Bears game, the Bears. I'm a diehard Bears fan, okay? Ever since I was born, I was a Bears fan. My mom was a Bears fan. My dad was a Bears fan. Watched the Bears game. Everything was the Bears, okay? And if my team won 10 Super Bowls in a row, I'm behind them 100%. Through and through, I am a diehard Bears fan. If they lost 10 games in a row, if they went to the Super Bowl 5 times and won 5 times, lost 5 times, or if they haven't even been to a Super Bowl, guess what? I'm a diehard Bears fan. That's who I support. That's who I am. That's what I was taught when I was growing up to be a kid, or when I was a kid at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I'm a Bears fan. The end of the story. Now, you take that analogy and you pour it into politics, okay? You got red and you got blue. You got Republicans and you got Democrats. Well, same scenario. Young kid, as a Republican or as a Democrat, they grow up through the system. What should you believe? What should you not believe? What is right? What is wrong? What do you think is right? What do you think is wrong? Well, if we're Republicans, this is what we think. If you're a Democrat, this is what we think. That's it. That's it. You grow up in that world, right? And you're being told and taught and trained your whole entire life, okay? And, look, like the analogy of the Bears, okay? If they don't go to the Super Bowl, even though I'm a diehard Bears fan, the teams that do make it to the Super Bowl, guess what? I'm going to respect them. I am going to applaud them, and I am going to stand up and cheer for the team that wins the Super Bowl, because we know what it takes to get all the way through the season and get all the way to that main game, right? And be the winner. Why is it always a fight? You see, you can't have that analogy in politics. You just simply can't have that analogy. You can't, because they're playing with American lives. The politicians and the political world here in the United States of America, you can't do that, because you're playing with human lives, and the game never ends. There's never a next season, okay? You're dealing with humans, men, women, children, and the decisions that you make affect them here and now. And I think that is one of the biggest issues that we have in the United States of America. Let me tell you something. You've got a president in office right now who almost had his brains splattered all over a stage. And by the grace of God, they nicked his ear, bleeding. Hands up in the air. Fight, the man says. Fight. But yet you guys are out there, and you guys are on the streets and hanging signs and protesting. No, 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 no. Oh, no, we don't want this. We don't want that. We don't want this. You know what? As I told you very beginning of my show, in these series, I'm going to say the truth. I'm going to speak the truth, whether you like me or not. You want to know what people really think of protesters? Well, let me tell you. They laugh at you. They're in the car, and they drive by you, and here are the things they're actually saying. Can you believe these people are actually out there wasting their precious life holding up a sign? Don't these people have anything better to do than to stand there and protest? For what? Is it really going to change? Most likely 99% of the time it doesn't change. You're screaming, you're yelling, you're causing all kinds of ruckus for what? For what? Yeah, it's your right. You can do it. God bless you. But the people driving by, the people who are at their house taking care of their families, right? The people who are coming home from work, watching you picket, and protest. No, Trump, God, this guy, it's all crazy. And most of the American people think it's absolutely crazy. Let me tell you something. At Gallagher's Grip, we stand behind Donald Trump 10 trillion%. Okay, why? Because here is a man that is actually fighting. It's not rocket science. Here's a man that's actually fighting. He's fighting to keep this country alive and move this country forward. Move the country forward in our opinions. Creating groups of people that have identified billions of dollars of fraud. We all know it's true. The people that are out in the world, outside of Washington, D.C., we all know it's true. Everybody knows there's billions and billions of dollars going to politicians. We're not stupid. We all understand, it's the truth. But let me tell you something. I'll never forget one time when my music producer, Clyde Brooks, told me when I was in Nashville, he said, Daniel, let me tell you something. You're so close to it here. You're here, you're recording, you're in the studios, you're in this group, etc. You need to spend time outside of Nashville to actually see what impact, country music actually has, to the rest of the world. And I never forgot that. And I think that analogy is the same for politicians. I mean, when you remove yourself from Washington, D.C., and you see how it affects the people of this country, that's when it hits home. That's when it becomes real. And yet, you have the audacity to protest because you think this man is ripping apart Medicare. You think this man is taking away all the freebies that was once there and available to people. The answer is no. The answer is he's not. But yet, it's amazing to me because why can't you just simply take a step back and think? Why? Well, it's because you're a hardcore partier. You're a hardcore blue or you're a hardcore red. That's the reason why. That's the real, true, genuine reason why. No matter what your team does, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how much money they cipher and pilfer off and commit the highest degree of fraud across the board, it's okay. You're going to support them because you are a dieharder. And that is the biggest problem we have in the United States of America. Let me tell you something, dieharders, okay? Why don't you look at each other? Why don't you look at each other and say, hey, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe what he's trying to do is the right thing. Maybe the taxes, maybe the tariffs, maybe his plan, if I would actually sit back and think about it, just for once, take a step back and think about what the man is doing and let him do what he needs and wants and frankly what most of the United States of America and Americans want him to do. Clean up the swamp. Clean up the fraud. Clean up all the people that do nothing but make decisions in the betterment of themselves and their personal families. Period. End of story. I enjoy it, to tell you the truth. I really, really do. You've got a man that I respect so much, it's unbelievable. Take a look at my podcast. Take a look at my TikTok and YouTubes. Take a look. I'm 1,000% Republican and 10,000% Mr. President Donald Trump, because I see a man that goes against the grain. I see a man who goes against everybody for the greater good of the American human people, human beings, folks. I mean, seriously, right? We're talking about human beings. I've got a lot of friends, and a lot of my friends are still going through hell just trying to get by. Gas prices today. I love sitting at the red light. I'm at a red light and I'm looking at a gas station. It's amazing to me how many times that big sign at the end of the street actually fluctuates with the prices. Well, right now, this second, it's $3.20. Oh, you close your eyes, you open it again, it's $3.85. I just don't understand how that's possible. But apparently it is. Apparently it is. It would be great to have an America that actually has two parties that truly can look at each other and be utterly objective and actually have respect for the other parties. There's no respect, and there's no more pretend. There's no more pretend here and, oh, yeah. No. The American people see two parties that are completely, they can't get along. It's like a brother and sister. It's a 5-year-old brother and sister. Why does it have to be so hard for this country to just agree on something? The problem is that we can't agree on anything. If you look at the sky and it's clearly blue and you sit there and you say, okay, red and blue, everybody on the other side of the aisle, what color is it? One's going to say purple, the other's going to say blue, and they're going to just do it to piss each other off. It's a shame. It's truly a shame. And I don't know where it goes from here. I mean, I really don't know where it goes from here, but, it's nerve-wracking. It truly is nerve-wracking, but it really bothers me at such a high level to see all these people protesting around the country. Here's a man that almost died. Almost died. And the sad part is that some of you out of control lunatics probably said, I wish the bullet would have hit him dead center in the head. And that's a real shame. When Donald Trump was addressing, Congress, and not a single Democrat stood up. Not a single Democrat stood up to all of the words or any of the words that were so crystal clear true. It was unbelievable. But I can tell you this: every American that was watching that was standing up. Every American watching that was clapping. Every American was saying, "Yeah, boy, we agree. We're behind you 100%." Get out of Washington and go talk to real American citizens who actually have to go to work and put up with this crazy crazy system that we have to follow on a day-to-day basis. You go ahead and you do that, and you ask yourself, what does America want and what does America believe? Because let me tell you something right now. You can like me, you don't have to like me. Quite frankly, I don't care. When you talk to the American people, they don't like Donald Trump. They don't like him. They love him. They love him and what he stands for. They want more of him. They think he is an amazing man, an amazing person. Look, we all got our faults. People say that there's issues with President Trump, with his personality sometimes, this, that, the other thing. I have never seen a man in my life take so many hits. So many hits. I was going to say bullets, but I thought that would be inappropriate. So many hits and keep on going. The man is not the Energizer Bunny. He has redefined the Energizer Bunny. The American person respects and agrees with the actions and decisions that President Trump is taking. They agree. Every single person that I know, every single person, and I know a lot of people, every single one of them are behind Donald Trump 100%. Why? Why can't we have two parties that can just look at each other and say, hey, you know what? Our way didn't work. We tried. Let's go ahead and see if your way will work. Let's go ahead and see if your way might be better for the human beings of this country. To me, it's unbelievable. It's just, it's unbelievable. What you see on TV. We are baffled, over here at Gallagher's Grip, and we're going to have a lot of politicians on our show. And again, I don't have a niche at Gallagher's Grip. I don't believe in a niche. I believe in representing the American people in every and all aspect of what that entails. The day-to-day, every day, up and down, left and right. Why? Because that is reality. That is truth. That is what we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and that's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm going to be representing here for you folks. As I told you early on, I am going to say the things that most people don't want to say. Most people don't like to say. Most people are fearful of saying it because of maybe people at their work. They might turn against them or view them differently. Maybe they're a part of some sort of club and they're afraid to speak their mind. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. If you've seen my podcast, I've been through hell. I've taken my shots. I'm 44 years old, and I am going to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And that is exactly what we are doing here. But again, saddens me to the highest degree across the board. Why can't we look at each other and just say, all right, all right, all right. I get it. I get it. I got it. I get it. We'll go ahead and give it a shot. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you're coaching, let's say, I don't know, a baseball team and your pitcher is not really doing that well. Hey, you know what? John, you're doing a great job. You pitched a hell of a game. I got to go ahead and put Sam in because we need to win this one. Why? Why can't it just be that simple? Why is it always a problem? Always a code red. Always two people fighting at the highest level. This is just not, small time bickering. I believe that if we had apples in the chambers, I believe that it would be a full scale food fight. I believe it would be a full scale. Better yet, everybody had paintball guns. I think it would be a disastrous mess in there from everybody just unloading on each other with paintball guns because there is this undefined hate. And I go back to the sports analogy. They're diehards. The problem with being a dieharder when it's not in the sports world and it's in the political world is that you're dealing with human beings. And guess what? That game never ends. I appreciate you tuning in here to Gallagher's Grip. Like I said, 1 million episodes forthcoming, everybody. We have got a brand new studio here. All of our guests are going to be coming into this studio. We're going to be giving you some amazing, hardcore, real content that I actually think when you listen to it, you're going to most likely say, you know what? I may not like the guy, but he's right. He's right. And I'm not always right by any means. Trust me, I know that. But I try to speak from my heart. I try to speak the truth as much as I can on certain topics, and I do it because I want people to hear it. You know, we're going to be talking about all kinds of topics from marriage to divorce to jobs to politics to all kinds of stuff. And we're going to be talking about these topics from the heart because that's where it matters. Okay. In my opinion, stay tuned. We got a bunch of more awesome episodes forthcoming.